hip-hop career, his thoughts on the current state of South African hip-hop. Good morning, welcome to Morning Live. All right, so how did that, I know, okay, so how did the stage name Reason come about?
Reason, well, my philosophy, like my favorite philosophy in life is that everything happens for a reason, which for me represents purpose, you know, and I felt like my purpose was music, so I applied the name, you know.
How have you evolved since the Reason that was introduced to the industry a couple of years ago to the Reason that's sitting here and knows the industry better than you did all those years ago?
I think for the longest time I've been introducing myself, and just trying to show people that I make music and or what kind of music I make. And I think the difference now is, I feel like a musician now. So I just do what I do. I just make music now, which is quite a bit of a difference, because I mean, for a very long time when you're learning to kind of craft these things that the world can accept, and to get to a point where you feel like, okay, now you can just create these things.
Do you feel like you constantly have to prove to yourself, or you've done just about enough so that everybody is aware of who Reason is? Now you can take the next step into where your career is.
I think for me it's more about making music forever, to a point, you know. I think it's more about making music forever, and making music forever has a lot to do with evolving yourself as an artist and evolving yourself as a musician, you know. So I think it's more about growing, you know. It's more about like what's going to happen in 20 years time, you know, like, am I going to be making music in 20 years time? Am I going to have an Mosquito career, you know what I'm saying? Would you say that Mosquito is spending all his time trying to get people to buy into his music, or is he just making music for the last 20 years, you know? I think it's more of the other.
But if it wasn't for music, what space would you have ventured in?
I actually come from an advertising space. I actually did advertising for a while, quit. I quit.
How do you find advertising boring though?
I didn't find it boring at all, actually. I didn't find it boring at all. I love advertising. I enjoyed it. I actually learned a lot from advertising that contributed to my career. It was just one of those situations where I think, you know, in advertising I was coming up with ideas for a larger, you know, a bigger corporation, you know, and I wanted to come up with my own ideas, and I wanted to sell my own concepts to my own clients, you know, and the people are my clients, so I sell my concepts to them. I present them every week, and every month, and every year, and even I still do advertising. Actually, I still get called in to come do some freelance stuff. So yeah.
Talk to us about the thought process behind Two Cup Shakur. You know, what space were you in when you penned the songs, and when you decided, okay, let's release it?
I'll tell you, it was a very stupid story. It turned out to be a very serious story. We were performing at the Jazz Festival, and I think we performed on the Friday. Then on the Saturday, we were just chilling. So then I went to go buy a drink, and then when I got there, they said I need to swipe. So they only swiped 50 Rand. So I said, okay, cool, then how many drinks do I get for 50 Rand? So he said 2, and I said, okay, cool. So every time I went to go buy a drink, I kept getting my drinks in 2s. So everybody would ask me, yo, dude, what's up with you walking around with 2 drinks? And I was like, I'm 2 Cup Shakur, you know, this is me being 2 Cup Shakur. A week later, we went back to Joburg, and we had to come up with like some sort of a single that we could actually put out to actually present this album. And the idea around 2 Cup Shakur came alive, you know. We decided to play with the whole concept of him being shot 5 times and taking 5 shots in celebration, and playing around the whole idea and celebrating the album to a point, All
right, so just before I let you go, how can your fans reach you or buy your album?
They must go to the store, buy my album, and when they buy my album, they'll see my Twitter handle, my Instagram handle, and my Facebook handle on there. But they must go and buy this album. I found out this week that we are sitting on, like, I think 15th most selling album in the country, which is amazing for me, because I really thought that not that many people would buy my album, but a lot of people appreciate it.
I think you've done enough.
I think they should get it. Thandi Somazwa is there, Donald is there, Double HP is there, Lockenville is there, Tumi's there, a bunch of people.
All right, so now that was Reason giving us insight about his new album, Audio High Definition, and it's available at all good stores. Let's take a quick ad break. We're back after this.
See, this is what your favorite rappers sound like. I struggle to dumb it down, that's my downside. I admire that you